Great morning, great morning, great morning. I am Nicole D. Jones, and I am just happy and grateful for another day. I'm happy and grateful for life. I'm going to say it every week. I'm happy and grateful for you. I don't take days for granted. I don't take life for granted. I don't take you for granted. And I want to remind you again that you are healthy, you are wealthy, you are prosperous. Everything your hands go to touch, it must, it shall, and it will manifest, prosper, and grow great things because you are great. You're great. Okay? You're created in greatness. You're created in love. So you are love. You were created from love to be loved because you are love and you will give love. So, Meal Prep Monday. And whew, Lord, I don't know about anybody else. um, but I came into this revelation this weekend, and I just have to share it to encourage anyone who may be at this same place. Okay. Um, Let me do this so I don't lose this. Hold on, because I want to share this with you. So let me save this. Okay. So what I realized this week is that I'm in a place of grieving. But my grieving is not just those who have passed away. I realize that I'm grieving things that are alive. All right. So, what do I mean? I'm understanding that grief does not only come with death, okay, like a physical death, but it also comes when relationships change. It comes with grief can come. So grief can come with the change of relationship. Grief can come when life just doesn't look the way that we hoped for it to look. Okay. Um, and I realized that grieving things that are alive to me is heavier than grieving the things that are dead. Okay. So again, I don't know if anyone else is feeling this. I've been very heavy, and it just hit me this weekend like it's because you're grieving, and grief has different stages. All right? So grief comes when there's a shift, when there's a change, and when there's a loss. All losses is not on to death. And I really think that it hits heavier when you're grieving things that are alive because they're still here. They've just had to shift in areas with you. So listen, if you find yourself in this place, know that you can walk through it, the emotion of grief, and still have a whole life. All right? So what am I saying? The first thing you have to do, because we got to deal with the mindset, is you got to choose how you see it. So y'all know I say it all the time. It's never what we go through, it's how we choose to get through something. So you got to shift your perspective from I've lost this person, I've lost this relationship, I've lost everything, to God's teaching me something new. Okay? You can't let the pain define you. You define the pain. Once you define why it's there, you refine it. So I had to realize that I'm in a grieving season. I had to realize that relationships are changing in my life. I had to realize that I am not who I was last year. the beginning of this year. Things have shifted for me. So I have to now refine what I'm feeling because it doesn't feel good. All change is uncomfortable, good or bad. Okay. So you have to know that some things hurt, but it's not the end of your story. All right. What else we need to do? We need to learn as we heal. That's the educational piece. You got to study the word. Okay. You have to learn about forgiveness and boundaries. So, what I'm learning in this season of grieving, all right, because relationships are changing in my life, people are changing, things are shifting, situations are having to pivot because I am pivoting. All right. So I am intentional in this season to learn about forgiveness and boundaries so that I don't carry the things that I'm supposed to lose in my next season. Mm. I'm understanding that in this season of grieving, that it's allowing me to become stronger, wiser, and more peaceful. I'm really understanding that peace comes from within me. Peace does not come from a person, place, or thing. Peace is within. Okay. So when you're going through a transition, when you're going through the loss of friendship, relationship, um, job, all these different things can equate to loss. With loss, there's grief. All right. But just know that when you're grieving and it's something that's still alive, allow that to be the season for you to become stronger, wiser, and more peaceful. Okay? What is the accountability? Don't grieve alone. You got to share where you are with someone you trust. That's why you got to know your three. Man, imagine I'm in a season, because I tell you, your 3, your 12, your 72 that gets sent out 2 by 2. So even in this season, one of my 3 is one of the relationships that I'm losing. It's shifting and it's uncomfortable. All right. So now I have to be able to share my feelings in a safe place. Okay. This is why you got to have people in your space and in the right places with you. All right. The reason you want this and your safe place is anyone you trust. It may be a therapist. It may be your coach. It may be a spiritual leader. It's whoever that is in your 3. And the reason you want to do that, you never want to go through grief alone. If it's grieving someone who's passed, or if it's grieving someone who's still there, but now God has shifted your relationship, because you want to allow that person to have that space where they can check your heart and not just your habits. Okay? When you're grieving, you're hurting. All right? Like I grieve when I think of my dad and I go into these places, cuz there's different stages of grief. It's more, I gain more peace with that because he's no longer present. But when you start grieving friendships and you start grieving relationships and you start grieving parts of what used to be normal routine for you, It's literally still here in your face. So you can have that home girl that was your home girl, and now in this season, God says pivot. And now you miss that person. Okay? You've got to be able to communicate and work that out, or you can become bitter. You can become resentful, ultimately to God, because you can begin to feel like, Jehovah God is taking someone from me that he knew mattered to me. So this is why you got to have that accountability, because that person, you got to give them the right, the permission, the access of your vulnerability to check your heart and your habits. Why else do we need accountability? Because somebody needs to be able to tell you. Somebody is telling me now, Nicole, healing isn't quick, but it is possible. Okay? We can get comfortable, we can get familiar, we get used to having certain people in our life, going certain places, doing certain things. And when you start pivoting and shifting in your own walk, and these things have to start being shed off, that is uncomfortable. It don't feel good. All right? That's why you got to keep accountability. Know that you're not supposed to carry it all. Know that you're not supposed to, you don't just, oh, okay, well, we're not talking. Because if someone really matters to you, it ain't that easy to just brush off. Okay? So you have that strong accountability. What is the lifestyle of it? Whew, Lord. We got to learn how to live beyond the loss. So you got to learn how to let go of the old seasons. What does letting go look like? Y'all know I'm paper and pen for me. I think it's so good to journal out the way that you feel so that you can kind of process it. Talk it out, all right, with your safe place. You got to learn how to let the old season go, okay? You got to learn how to build new routines. These routines have to, we talked about the neural paths, right? But even naturally, you got to find new routines that bring you joy. Because the joy is where your strength is. The joy of the Lord, all right? It's where your strength comes from. You got to be creative. You got to move. Movement does something. Physically move. All right? So find some stuff to do. Go to the park. Go sip some tea. Get out of your house. Move. All right? You got to do these things because being isolated in a place of grief, it just makes it worse. No matter what it is. No matter if you're grieving something dead or alive. I am grieving more of things that are alive than not in this season. All right. But I'm also holding on to knowing that it's not what I go through, it's how I choose to get through it. And I'm recognizing that I got so much on my plate. I got so much going on. And I physically see like where he's like, okay, this is gonna be, you gotta let this go. You gotta do this, you gotta do that. So I'm having to be more intentional to walk out the grieving process. Okay. So one thing that is helping me Because I'm to a point now. I told someone this morning. I'm not chasing anyone who does not want to be caught. First of all, I'm 52. So my little energy that I got, my stamina, I don't need to use it chasing folk that don't want to be caught. Okay. So that's still in it's grief, because if you're used to or you enjoy someone's company and this and that, but if it's just a season where they don't want yours, what you gonna do? We ain't hungry or thirsty. We ain't chasing folk that don't want to be caught. Okay? But in that, there's still feelings that come with that. All right? This is why you got to make sure in this season, if it applies to you, maybe it's just me, but I know that there's been shifts and there have been pivots. And with the shifts and with the pivots, some people can come, some people cannot. It is not my choice. It is what's ordained in my life. And some people that they're not coming with me, I'm like, praise the Lord, it's cool. But then there's some people that is not coming, and I'm just like, ugh, ugh, because that's not what I wanted. But at the end of the day, His will be done. All right. So, Meal Prep Monday. I wrote something I want to share. I feel like this is heavy, but it's really not. It's not heavy. And then again, it may just be for me, but the Nikki nugget that I feel about is it's never what I go through, it's how I choose to get through it. So I want you to choose today, when it comes to your mindset, choose how you see it. Choose how you see these seasons. When you're going through something and it's uncomfortable and it doesn't feel good, make a choice of how you see it. Choose to see your glass half full, never half empty. Choose to see that there is no surprise to God, just to you. Choose, okay? Choose to see it positive, not negative. Sorry, my phone closed. Hold on. All right. Whew. Also, when you're looking at your situation, know that the truth hurts. All right. But it's not the end. Some of this stuff is just slapping a sister in the face. But it is what it is. A spade is a spade. As much as I want it to be a heart, it's not. Okay? So you gotta know that staying in the reality of some things that you're losing, it don't feel good. All right? It hurts, but it's not the end of the story. All right? Learn as you heal. So once you recognize these things and you see them, heal. Healing is your portion. All right? So as you see these things and you identify with these things, I told you affirmations, the things, any negative way that it's affecting you, make it positive with affirmations and speak them over your life. Don't go through it alone. Do not grieve alone. Again, if it's something that's living or someone that's passed, do not go through it alone. When I'm having a heavy day about my dad, I know who I can call. I will not go through those places alone. I will lean on my safe place, never expecting them to bear my cross, but to just be able to get it out. Okay? One person in particular, she tell me all the time, Nikki J, I might not have no answer, but I can let you get it out. Do you feel better? Okay? Never go through it alone. And just remember, keep getting up. Keep getting up. The danger is not falling off the bull, it's how long you stay on the ground. The fall off the bull may hurt, but if you lay up on that ground, baby, I guarantee you that bull about to turn around and try to come trample you. Okay? Live through it. Keep living. Laugh. Keep joy. Keep people that are going to encourage you, not discourage you. All right? So, Meal Prep Monday. I want you to stay focused, stay humble, stay positive. Be the best version of you unapologetically and do it whole. Do it where you're full. Do it where even whatever you go through, you can still pour out because you got to pour it out in order for the manner of heaven to pour in. Okay? So, continue to be the best version of you unapologetically. All right? Do it in a posture of submission and humility. Never be arrogant or proud because you're better than that. And you have no reason to be. Okay? So, I am Nicole D. Jones, and I want you to continue to have a fantabulous rest of the day. Smooches.